waiting, waiting, waiting. YouTube cuts off my intro. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Kitty, you were just perfectly content until I started talking. YouTube always cuts off my intro, so just waiting even longer now. Oh. Alright. I think that's long enough for YouTube not to cut off my intro. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another late night Dolly chat. Whoop! I know it's been quite a hot minute since I was on YouTube, but I'm kind of bouncing in between all the social medias, trying to pay attention to everything at the moment. But I got a doll in the mail that someone wanted me to repair for them, and I said absolutely okay, for sure, not a problem. And it is actually a Talkie Chrissy, and if you saw the title of this video, then you already know what this is about. It's all about the Talkie dolls, and the differences between them, because I've been noticing lately there's been a lot of confusion on which doll is which. So I guess it's time for me to make another video on the differences between them. But yeah, so I was talking to the person who sent me this doll, and he asked if I could repair his Talkie Chrissy. This is crooked. Okay. He asked if I could repair his Talkie Chrissy, and I asked him if it was a 7-phrase or a 12-phrase Talkie Chrissy. And he said, I'm not sure I remember the differences between them. And I'm like, okay, well, they're pretty easy to spot. The 12-phrase doll has the speaker on her hip, while the string is on her other hip, and then the 6-phrase doll has the speaker on her stomach with the pull string on her back, like Talkie Velvet. And so I went into more detail than that, but he's like, oh, okay, well, I wasn't sure the differences, but yeah, she's a 7-phrase doll, and she's missing her string. And I'm like, okay, well, I can do that, and I can do the full restore, whatever. And he said that he just wanted her voice box fixed. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, not a problem. You know, it would be kind of the first time I've never done a full restore on a doll, so it would be interesting, to say the least, to have a doll leave my possession that's not fully restored. But yeah, so this is the doll. So this here is the doll that he wanted me to fix for them. And he said it was a 6-phrase, or a 7-phrase, I'm sorry. This is not a 7-phrase doll. This is actually a 12-phrase doll. But besides that, if you look in there, I don't know, my thumb's covering it, right there. Right there. You can see her talk box is missing entirely. She has no voice box in there. Which prompted me to make this video, because I just opened this before I started this video. Because I got her, I think yesterday or day before yesterday. I have been under the weather, so I have been laying in bed for the last few days. So I just now opened her, and I saw that she was a 12-phrase doll and not a 6-phrase doll, which prompted me to make this video, because there's clearly been some confusion in the Chrissy doll world about the differences between a 12-phrase and a 6 or 7-phrase doll. So let's get into it. What is this about? This video is about the differences between the 12-phrase and the 6-phrase, 7-phrase, I need to stop doing that, Talkie Chrissy dolls. So let's get into it. So here, we'll start with her. So both the 6-phrase or 7-phrase and the 12-phrase both came with the same pink, silky, satiny type house coat is what it was called back then. Um, but yeah, they both had this kind of shaggy type mullet, I guess people would call it nowadays, hairstyle, where it's really long in the back and, you know, shorter in the front, whatever. Um, but the 12 phrase doll came out in 71, and the 7 phrase doll came out in 72 to 73. Now, I don't have either of the boxes for either of the dolls, so I can't show you those. Um, but besides how the word, well, the voice box and the body molds are really the only differences to tell the difference between the two, besides the phrases. But this one is a 12 phrase doll, and she has the pull string right here on her hip, and the opening in her outfit to accommodate the pull string. And then the 6 phrase doll, which I have right here, she doesn't have a head because her neck cone broke, and every time I try to put a head on it, it breaks again. So she's just kind of a model for clothes. So visual differences. So this here is the 7 phrase doll. You can see the speaker there on her stomach and the pull string in the back. And then this one here is the 12 phrase doll with the speaker on one hip and the pull string on the other hip. So visually, that is the way to tell the difference between the two, as well as if you look closely. I don't know why Ideal did this, but the 7 phrase doll has the nipples molded into the body mold, and the 12 phrase does not. The 7 phrase doll is the only doll out of all of the Chrissy family dolls in the entire line that has the nipples molded into the body. Why Ideal did that, I am not sure. Hi, bestie. But yeah, the 6 phrase doll is the only one with the nipples molded in. But yeah, visually, the 7 phrase doll has the speaker on her stomach, and the 12 phrase is on her hip. Now, the 12 phrase doll, I don't like repairing because the entire voice box, the whole unit, the whole thing, is so asininely spring-loaded. One wrong move, that whole everything springs out, and it's a giant, just nightmare fuel Rubik's Cube to try and put back together. I have 2 somewhere here on my workbench that have been sitting here for about 3 to 4 years, and they still don't work because I still can't figure them out. But the way that I remember the 6 phrase dolls is because Talky Velvet here has the same body mold. So her speaker is on her stomach, and her pull string is on her back. So just take this off and give you a better view. So you can see here the Talky Velvet. Besides the size of the body, the Talky Velvet and 7 phrase Talky Chrissy have the same speaker on their stomach. Except Velvet's, I don't think. She kind of does, not really. But yeah, so they both have the speaker on the stomach and the pull string on the back, like so. Now, the 6 phrase dolls are very, very easy, very, very easy, very simple to repair, because the 7 phrase dolls and Talky Velvet, they have the same exact mechanism. So I couldn't tell you how many Talky Velvets in my time. And every time, besides maybe 1 or 2, they've all come out perfectly. They're all just so easy, they're a breeze. The 12 phrase dolls, like I said, I have 2 voice boxes on my workbench here that are still in disrepair. Here, oh cool. So this is what the 12 phrase voice box looks like. And you can see the rubber bands around here because this piece here slides up, this piece here slides up, and this whole entire side here slides up and out. So you need like a million hands to hold those in, because if you don't, whether this piece, or this side slides up, everything comes out with it. And when everything comes out with it, it's just, it's never going back together. This one, I don't remember why this one was on my workbench. This one seems to be fine. Maybe it's because I replaced the needle. But I mean, she seems to be working fine. But yeah, this is the 12 phrase voice box. And you can see everything in there. And you can see when I pull the string and let it go, you can see how this belt pushes up, which pushes the needle up to the speaker. And there's a spring way down in there. You can't really see it. But that spring is what pushes this up towards the speaker, and which is also what pushes everything else up, so which is why these rubber bands are here. I've only had one Talkie Chrissy voice box, 12 phrase, spring out on me. Everything is still in a bag. Never figured out how to put it back together. But yeah, this is a 12 phrase Talkie Chrissy voice box. And she doesn't have a normal record. Hers is kind of like a record belt. And when you pull the string, you can see how her needle moves back and forth, because her phrases run up and down like this. So her needle doesn't go, when her phrases play, it doesn't go left to right. It stays in one spot, which is why her needle goes back and forth, because the phrases go left to right. So pull the string, chooses a phrase. I don't know if you could hear that, but it said she said make my hair long. But yeah, so this is a 12 phrase. Very complex, very nightmare fuel to repair. And then I didn't bring one over here, but I'm gonna open up this 6 phrase and show you how her voice box looks. Let me grab my screwdriver. Alright, well, everything wants to disappear on me, so let's just do this the hard way. Oh, here we go. Cool. Okay. So, let's open up this 6 phrase doll here. 7 phrase doll, because she is a 7 phrase doll. And I'll show you what her voice box looks like. And this one, like I said, has the same mechanism, same voice box, everything as Talky Velvet. So 7-phrase Chrissies are a breeze to repair, because I've repaired plenty of these, well, plenty of Talky Velvets. So I'm actually kind of surprised that Ideal went with the Talky Velvet voice box compared to the 12-phrase. But maybe they agreed, maybe they thought it was too complex to make and with all the parts and stuff, so they just went a little more simple and used the Talky Velvet. And this one, this was my first 7-phrase doll, and she was missing her string. So I did replace that string, and she didn't have her pull ring, so I had to replace that. But, so you open this up, and this is her speaker right there, and then this is her voice box. Very simple, everything is held in nice and secure with this little metal housing, and nothing's gonna fly out at you. But you can see the needle. So her spring here, the string winds up there. Then the record is here, and then the needle is here. And then you can see the gears down here with the little governor or speed control up in this little cavity up here. And this one, unlike the 12-phrase doll, her needle goes back and forth. So I'm not sure, I can't really understand what she says without her speaker, but you can see her needle goes left to right, which is different than the 12-phrase doll. Now, like I said, with this metal housing here, it's just nothing springs out at you. You can take this entire mechanism out, and you don't have to worry about anything springing out at you, nothing going flying. It's just super, super, super easy to repair. And like I said, this is the same mechanism that Talky Velvet has inside of her. And you can see I did restring this one with no issues. I cleaned her record. I did all of that. So this voice box compared to the 12-phrase doll, you can see just in the size itself, the size difference in itself, how many parts and pieces are in the 12-phrase doll compared to the 6-phrase doll. So, now I'm going to put her back together, and then I'm going to show you the differences with the phrases between the two dolls. Because the phrases are indeed much different. There we go. All right. All right. Okay, now put all these screws back in. Now the 12-phrase doll is kind of like, she's kind of like a normal talking doll. She has 12 phrases that she says. 12 phrases she says at random. The 7-phrase doll was a little bit different. And like I said, the 6-phrase doll, I'm getting myself confused now. The 12-phrase doll came out in, I think, 71. And then the 7-phrase doll, 12 phrase came out in 71. The 7-phrase came out in 72 to 73. And she was a little different in the way that, the way I look at it is she's kind of like a magic 8-ball. You know, the magic 8-balls, you would ask a question, shake the ball, and get an answer. Well, that's what the 7-phrase doll was like. So, I'm going to use... No, I'm not. You know what? Give me 1 second. I have another doll I'm going to use. So I have another 12 phrase here who talks a little bit better. But this one that has her original outfit, she talks, but her voice box is a little, I don't know, it's a little weird. Sometimes she talks good, sometimes she don't. But this is the 12 phrase doll, and this is kind of what she sounds like. I like to dress up. Hi, I'm Chrissy. Let's have a party. Brush my hair, please. Make my hair short. Please dry my hair. Hi, I'm Chrissy. So you can see she has 12 normal talking doll phrases. She just says things at random. My hair grows, make my hair long, make my hair short, set my hair, dry my hair, yada, yada, yada. Someone commented one time that these talking dolls are very demanding, which they are, but, you know, in their defense, they do say please, so. And the 7-phrase dolls, like I said, were like magic 8-ball, or were like a magic 8-ball. You ask a question and pull the string. Chrissy, are you ever going to have a head again?
Why not?
Why not? Does the boy in geometry class have a crush on me?
I don't think so.
Ask a question, get an answer.
What did you say? I'll tell you tomorrow. What did you say? That sounds like fun. I'll tell you tomorrow. I'll tell you tomorrow. Why not? What did you say?
I want her to say the 7th phrase.
I'll tell you tomorrow.
I don't know, Chrissy, are you going to tell me that 7th phrase?
Why not?
Right, why not? I'm waiting for it. Where is it?
I don't think so.
No? Am I not good enough to hear it?
Why not? That sounds like fun.
Anyway, so yeah, that is the 7-phrase doll. And the 7-phrase dolls have a one special phrase that isn't an answer. It's more of just like a regular phrase, and it's "you're really good to me." So if you have one of these 6-phrase dolls and you're pulling the string and you hear that phrase, that usually means you have a 7-phrase doll. But I'm not gonna lie, I've had this doll for quite a good few years, and I've only heard that phrase less than a handful of times. So, but she does say it. She does say, "you're really good to me," which is the 7th phrase. But yeah. And then, just for giggles, this is the Talky Velvet. And something strange I noticed when I got her is, I don't know if you can see it, but her speaker in there is blue. She's the only Talky Velvet I've ever seen with a blue speaker. She is a bit slow. I haven't pulled her string in quite a good few years.
Come play with me. My hair grows. Comb my hair, please. I want to wear my new dress. Let's play a game.
That right there, let's play a game, was her 7th phrase. So there was also some Talky Velvets that were 6th phrase, and then there was a couple that were 7th phrase. And the 7th phrase was that right there, let's play a game. So if you have a Talky Velvet and you're pulling the string and you hear let's play a game, you have a 7 phrase doll. Now this one, I don't think, I mean, they're kind of there, but just like the 6th phrase Chrissy, or 7th phrase Chrissy, she does have the slight nipples in the body mold, but they're not super crazy defined like Chrissy's are. But yeah, so that's the
Comb my hair, please.
7th phrase Talky Velvets. And I'm gonna put her outfit back on. But yeah, so I just wanted to come on here and show you guys the differences between the 7th phrase and the 12th phrase Talky Chrissy dolls, because I know there's been quite a few people that were confused about them. But there was never a there was not 2 different Talky Velvets like that. There was a commercial for it, for a doll kind of like that. I'm assuming it was supposed to be a 12th phrase Velvet. But I don't think they actually went through with it. But yeah, so 12 or 7 phrase Velvets in minty perfect condition. And then the 6th phrase and 12th phrase Chrissy. I keep saying 6th phrase, it's 7th phrase. And I'll show you actually why I didn't use her, because she has her voice box and it works, but it's very iffy. You'll see what I mean.
I've got secrets. Make my hair long.
So you can see how her voice goes wobbly there.
Make my hair short.
So she talks at pretty good speed. It's just her, I don't know if it's her voice box or her governor, but something I'm assuming doesn't sit right.
Make my hair short. Please cut Talky too.
And sometimes she'll skip.
I've got secrets. Set my hair, please.
But yeah. So that's pretty much, or at least in my collection, that's the closest I've heard a Talky Chrissy, 12 phrase Talky Chrissy speak at normal speed. But yeah, so yeah, the 12 phrase dolls came out in 71. The 7 phrase dolls came out in 72 to 73. And then I can pull up a list of what the dolls say entirely. Let's see, go here. Excuse you. This is not charging. Why? All right, hold on. There it goes. Okay. All right. Chrissy and Beth. So for those that don't know, is there a reason why? No, we're just not. Nothing's gonna work tonight? Okay, connected there. Okay, thank you. Chrissy and Beth. Thank you. All right, so for any Chrissy lovers out there who don't know this site right here, I know it's backwards, chrissyandbeth.com. That is your go-to website for anything Chrissy related. Anything you want to know. She's got all kinds of fun information about all the different dolls and whatnot. But go to Chrissy 101 and it shows you like all the dolls. And we're gonna go right up here to Talkie Chrissy. So here, like I said, I know it's kind of backwards. Let me turn this off. So this is the 12 phrase Chrissy box from 71, and this is the 7 phrase Chrissy box from 72 to 73. So as you can see, this one's got the normal like Chrissy box with the flowers around it and her in the middle with 3 pictures underneath. And then this one's kind of an actual picture of her and then her name over here on the side. But they both came in the pink house coats, which is what it was called back then. Okay, so the 12 phrase doll, she says, "Hi, I'm Chrissy, Velvet Talks 2, let's have a party, I love you, make my hair long, I've got a secret, my hair grows, brush my hair please, make my hair short, I like to dress up, set my hair please, and please dry my hair." And then the 7 phrase doll says, "What did you say? I'll never tell. I don't think so. Why not? I'll tell you tomorrow. That sounds like fun." And then, like I said earlier, "You're really good to me." I'll never forget when I bought my Talkie Chrissy in 21, and after I opened her and pulled the string, the whole thing came off because the string wasn't knotted in the voice box. Oh my goodness. Was that the 12th phrase or the 6th phrase? But yeah, both dolls came with the pink house coat, and then the 12 phrase doll came with some extra accessories like hair curlers and a brush and all that kind of stuff. Both dolls had instructions on how to use her, but like I said, both dolls, you would know which outfit went with which doll because the outfit would have a hole to, for the pull string. But yeah. And then it also says that Talkie Chrissy's shoes could be the usual bow flat style or the new Mary Jane with a thin strap and slight wedge heel. They were typically carnation pink. The 12 phrase doll is wearing the bow flats, and the 6 phrase is wearing the Mary Janes. This is generally the norm. There was never a black Talkie Chrissy. But yeah. So that is pretty much most of the Talkie Chrissy info there on chrissyandbeth.com. So if you're ever wondering about anything Chrissy related, 12th phrase, which is why I never bothered fixing her. The first and last phrase what she said was, "I love you." Aw, that's cute. I remember when I got my first tiny chatty baby, I pulled her string so much that it broke, and the last phrase she said was go like night night or go bye bye. I think it was night night, which was kind of funny. But yeah, so if you ever come across a Talkie Chrissy, there was definitely a lot more of the 12 phrase dolls produced than the 6 phrase, 7 phrase. But yeah, the 7 phrase dolls are definitely a lot harder to find. But yeah, if you ever find one with a speaker on her stomach, that is a either 6 or 7 phrase Talkie Chrissy. And then of course Talkie Velvet is Talkie Velvet, which are a breeze to repair. But yeah, so I just wanted to come on here and show you all the differences between the 6 and 12 phrase dolls. I know I'm gonna keep saying 6 phrase. Oh, she's lighting up. I don't know if that was because of me, but that is one of my newest girls. That is a Shirley Temple doll from 1930s. And I don't know if that was because of me, because I just set the doll down. Oh, it might have been. Let's see. Because it didn't do it earlier. Okay, well, I just did it like 6 times. You see it's not lighting up now. Yeah. So I think that was her that was lighting that up. Can you make it light up again? No? Okay. Anyway. But yeah, that is my Shirley Temple I got recently. But yeah, so I just wanted to come on here and clear those up. Charming string in a while because I'm scared of it breaking and I don't know how to restring her. That's another doll that I've never restrung because I don't know how to get the plate out. Because the clutch and everything is underneath where you put the records. So I don't know how to get it out and I don't want to take a risk because I don't think I've ever gotten one that's in that bad of shape. So, oh, but yeah, so I just wanted to come on here and show off the differences between those two. And I don't know if I mentioned, but both the 7 phrase and the 12 phrase dolls both had this shaggy style type haircut. So, if you find a Talkie Chrissy and she has clothes on, the only way you're going to know is if you feel on the side and feel this pull string over here, or feel on the back and feel a pull string back here. But yeah. So I am going to be telling this customer, because this is the doll he sent me, that I cannot fix his doll because it's a 12 phrase doll, and secondly, because her voice box is missing entirely. She has no voice box, she is completely hollow. She just has her knob to lengthen and shorten the hair. And that's it. So, but yeah, the customer said that this was a 6 phrase doll, or a 7 phrase, and it is not. This would be the body of a 12 phrase doll. But yeah, so that is about it for that video. I just wanted to come on here and clear up some of that confusion. I will be sharing this video around to my Dolly Day Spa Facebook page and my normal Facebook page and my Chrissy Doll group page. So yeah, just wanted to come on here and clear that up because I know there's been a lot of confusion lately. But yeah, so that is about it for this video. Thank you all for tuning in and hanging out with me and learning some new Dolly info. And yeah, I'm not sure when I'm going to make my next video, but hopefully soon, because I need to get back in the flow of YouTube, because I've been kind of out of it, but I've been trying to pay attention to all my social media, not just one. But yeah, like I said, I haven't been feeling the greatest. I've been quite under the weather for the last few days. But I have gotten quite a few new dolls, including this pretty little Shirley Temple. But yeah, so that's about it. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you all have a dollyrific rest of your day or night, whatever it may be, wherever you are. And I will see y'all in the next video. Adios.